All right, so I made it. This is the state high point of Connecticut. 1898 this was put in place.
Hey guys, this is John from Over the Hill Hiker. Welcome to my Mount Frissell and the Tri-State Monument hike video. Here on the Over the Hill Hiker channel, I love to hike, travel, explore, and just do and see cool things. Come along.
All right, so I'm just about to start a hike that I've done before. So this hike it's Mount Frissell, whatever. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce it, but Frissell. Anyways, so I've done this hike before. I did this hike probably 3 years ago. This is the state high point of Connecticut. This is an interesting hike because you start the hike and you're basically exactly on the state line between Connecticut and Massachusetts. And as you start the hike, you actually hike into Massachusetts, and you actually go back and forth a couple different times across the state lines. Mount Frissell is actually the summit of Mount Frissell is in Massachusetts, but on the side of the mountain, it's the highest point in Connecticut. So the first time I did this hike, I actually came and it was dusk, and I got to the top and it was dark. So I summited this in the dark, essentially. So I was an hour and a half away from here, and I thought to myself, you know what, I'm going to go and do this before the sun sets. So the sun sets in about 2 hours. So it should only take me about 35 minutes to get to the top, and so I should have plenty of time to do it. So join me, it should be fun. So currently I am back in Connecticut. Again, like I said, started out in Massachusetts. Now we're back in Connecticut. We're going to be summiting, hate to call it a mountain, but summiting a little hill here in Connecticut before we cross back over into Massachusetts. All right, so we are headed to the top of what's called Round Mountain. And again, this is in Connecticut. So summit this one, and we'll transfer back over to Massachusetts for Mount Frissell. Last time I did this hike, it was February, and this was all cold and icy. So happy that is not what I'm dealing with right now. I will say, as I step on these leaves, they actually slip a little bit too, so stay away from the leaves, it should be fine. All right, getting close to the top. This is really steep. All right, let's do it. Starting to get up above everything. Probably got a little over a half mile to go. And we are basically to the top of Round Mountain. I will record us getting to the top of Round Mountain. Here we are. Right here is the top of Round Mountain. Right there in front of me. Pretty sure that's Mount Frissell. That's where we're headed next. I'm still standing on the top of Round Mountain. This lake right there, I think it's called Riga Lake, and that is in Connecticut. Out this direction, not too far, maybe 3-4 miles, is actually New York. And then everything this direction pretty much is Massachusetts. So we're sitting right kind of a tri-state area where this hiking is. When I'm done, I'll put the map that I use to follow, and you can see how I went back and forth from one state to the other. All right, let's keep going. All right, back in Massachusetts. So we're gonna summit Mount Frissell. It's right in front of me. Right now we're kind of dropping down before we start to go up. My guess is a little over a quarter mile probably to get to the summit of Mount Frissell, and then probably a tenth of a mile, maybe slightly more, I don't know, to get to the state high point of Connecticut. So here we go. All right, now we begin the climb to the summit of Mount Frissell. Just checked my map, and it's a little over 300 feet of elevation gain, so not too bad. All right, I'm gonna summit Mount Frissell first, and then I will walk down and do the state high point of Connecticut. So here we go, Mount Frissell. I just walked over, stood on top, make sure that I can truly say that I summited Mount Frissell. Okay, now Mount Frissell, the state high point of Connecticut. We just summited Mount Frissell in Massachusetts. So now we're gonna walk to the edge of the Massachusetts and Connecticut and accomplish the state high point of Connecticut. So here we go. All right, so I made it. This is the state high point of Connecticut, Mount Frissell. And again, this is not the highest point of Mount Frissell, but it is the highest point in Connecticut. Very, very cool. Last time I was here, the sun was down and it was dark. So happy to see it in the daytime. Straight this way is all Connecticut. Back beyond this point right here is all Massachusetts. And about a mile, I believe, that way is where the three states all come together. And I hadn't planned on this, but I believe I'm going to go check out the corner of those three states. So that'll be good. All right, now for a little bonus content, because this wasn't something I was planning. I'm gonna walk over and check out where the corner of the three states come together: New York, Connecticut, and Massachusetts. So this is cool. Obviously, I've never done it before, and it's only a mile away. Might as well do it. Probably not even a mile. it is. Massachusetts side. Oh, that's cool. This was put up in 1898. So this is the New York side. All right, so if that's the New York, Massachusetts. All right, I'm gonna have to get my bearings here. Give me 1 second, and I'm gonna tell you which way's which, because I believe this is the Connecticut side. I believe that is the New York side. And I believe that is the Massachusetts side. Let me figure it out. All right, so this right here is New York. This right here is Connecticut. And then this opposite direction is Massachusetts. Very cool. 1898, this was put in place. All right, so I got to the tri-state marker, Massachusetts, Connecticut, and New York. And the gentleman that I took the picture with, he is a high pointer, so he likes to do state high points. So made a friend. His name is John as well. So very cool. All right, I am back to the Connecticut State High Point, heading out of here. So this next mountain over, see if I can get a decent spot where I can show you. That is the summit of Round Mountain. That's the one I summited on my way up here. So essentially where I'm at now, going back to the summit of Mount Frissell, hike down, hike back up over the top of Round Mountain, and then hike out. So shouldn't be too long. By the way, I meant to mention that the hike from the Connecticut State High Point to the monument for the tri-states, the New York, Massachusetts, and Connecticut monument, it's only about a quarter mile. It's not bad at all. So if you come to do the State High Point of Connecticut, go check it out. It's only an extra quarter mile in and then a quarter mile out. So total of a half mile added to your hike. All right, back on top of Mount Frissell, which is Massachusetts. So now heading down and go summit Round Mountain before I head out of here and go home. So I am down in the valley in between Mount Frissell and Round Mountain. So now I'm starting to make my way back up to Round Mountain. And then from there, it's just down back to my car. So probably got, I don't know, maybe 3/4 of a mile to go. All right, so I'm almost back on the summit of Round Mountain, getting very close. After this, it's just down and back to the car. So my memory is this is about half a mile from the car. All right, back on the top of Round Mountain. Give you a 360-degree view all the way around. Beautiful, beautiful evening. Sun is still in the sky for probably another 30 minutes or so. I should be in my car heading out of here by then. So all right, let's head down Round Mountain and head back to the car. So I am almost back to my car. This is going to end up being about 3 miles. That extra little trip I took out to see the Tri-State Monument probably added an extra half mile into the hike. About 1,100 feet of elevation gain. And I'm just excited to be able to say I did this in the daytime, because last time I did this, it got dark before I made it to the summit. So, state high point of Connecticut, done it twice. Just once was in the dark and once was in the daytime. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe. And like always, know that I appreciate you guys. Thanks for hiking with me.